Shelty, it didn't look like Mitch had much control with the breaking and off speed stuff. Anything in particular there?
Yeah, I think he struggled a little bit with that today. I mean, the velocity was there. We saw the velocity up to 99, but it looked like he struggled a little bit with his command with the off-speed stuff. I agree with that, yeah.
In terms of kind of going off that point, in the last 2 innings, he got really fastball heavy. The 4th inning in particular, he didn't throw anything but fastballs and changeups. What do you make of the pitch decisions there in that final play?
Yeah, I think he knew he had command of them, and we saw the velocity tick back up and just the execution of it, and he went. I mean, he knew that he was probably near the end of the tank and emptied it, which was good. It was good to see there. We have to make sure that we execute all the pitches, all 4 pitches.
In the first inning, I think 2 of those first 4 singles were sprayed against the shift there. Is that kind of a matter of just like not putting the pitches to make him hit into the shift? You know what I'm saying?
No, I mean, I think one of them he beat the guy with the fastball and he ended up hitting backside. And
yeah.
That's one of the damned if you do, damned if you don't with the shift. When you hit a line drive that shortstop catches over second base, everybody's happy, and then all of a sudden you get beat on ground balls backside. He was a little bit unlucky. I thought in that regard.
I guess kind of, in a perfect world, some of those would find gloves, but when you kind of look at just the quality of contact that he was inducing, they weren't hitting any balls particularly hard. Do you kind of take that as a like a good sign? These last 2 starts?
Yeah, I mean, because I think on like we said, a couple of those balls that got beat in the shift were fastballs that beat guys, and they just beat them into the ground, and they end up going for base hits, and I think one of them went for an RBI base hit, and that's just one of the things. You execute a good pitch, and sometimes it comes out on the wrong end.
Is that kind of a hard message to drive through to, I mean, anyone, but maybe Mitch too, who's obviously had his struggles the last couple of years? Like, at a certain point, you kind of get, like, I'd imagine a player gets sort of tired of saying, like, okay, they were good pitches, but I still keep getting beat on it.
Yeah, I mean, I think that in that regard, yes. I mean, I think that's one of the things probably 7 years ago, if we're talking about the shifts, that really come into play. But I think with guys now, they should be aware of where they're going to play and how it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Derek, you threw 96 pitches in 5 innings. How much you feel like you almost kind of had him on the ropes there, especially in the 5th?
Yeah, I thought we had him on the ropes a couple times and made him execute pitches, and just didn't get the big hit tonight.
This doesn't pertain just to Mitch, but that's 11 first-inning runs in these first 7 games. I know we talked, different ways to deploy openers. Is that something that could be maybe reassessed right now, maybe deployed more? Is it still we're stretching out guys that might not be on the table as much?
Yeah, I think we're always looking at different options. We have to be better in the first inning. We have to get after guys and stay in attack mode in the first inning, and it doesn't seem like we've done a very efficient job of that so far. But in terms of how we're going to deploy guys, we're always looking at different ways, and we're always open to different things, and we'll keep looking at it.
Go ahead.
Have you had the opportunity to check in with Roberto?
Yeah, I just talked to Roberto. He's pretty sore. I mean, he got hit pretty flush. So, unfortunately, he was able to get 7 innings or 8 innings of treatment. And, we'll see how he sleeps tonight and comes in. I would say he's day-to-day, but he got flushed up pretty good.
How much of a concern is that, given that you don't have like a 3rd catcher right now? Did you have an emergency guy tonight?
Yeah, Van Meter could catch. So we had that ability. I mean, I don't think there's very many teams that are carrying 3 catchers on their roster, and we would just have to go get somebody if that was the case.
What did you think of your Hooray? Obviously ran into some trouble here and there.
Yeah, I thought he was decent. I thought the changeup played at time. He left the one up to Bell that got hit for the base hit. But other than that, I thought he worked down the mound well again today. I mean, he just continues to take strides forward.
How concerned are you with Perez, though, given how much he's been important to your pitching staff and has been hitting the ball well?
Yeah, I mean, I think in terms of the concern, it's just more when your number 1 catcher gets hit, you're always concerned about that. I think I live in the world where we'll come in tomorrow and see, and tomorrow if we're in bad shape, then I'll probably be a little bit more concerned.
How did you feel about how Knapp did back there?
I thought he did a nice job. I thought he followed the game plan. I had good conversations with Radley, between innings, and I thought he did a nice job.